Namaste. Welcome. Hello. Hi. I think it's very patronizing, someone speaking. The mind can be very patronizing and say, you know what, look at this, look at this one, look at the ego, you see, this one is enlightened. Yeah. Wow. Great. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. You see, the how to do book of enlightenment. That's not the object, you see. I hope you're already aware that the object is not an A to Z way of how he did it, or this one did it, or that one did it, or Christ did it, or Buddha did it, or Shiva did it. The object is to say, you are the only one that can do it. You're the only one that can do it. And that there are ups and downs, peaks and ultimate bliss and ultimate torture. But not the torture that you have in your dictionary of pain-filled destruction to your body torture. Mind torture, you see. There has to be mind torture. I remember one guy years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, when I had completely lost focus and was completely delusional, living on an island of bliss, a cloud of bliss. I think I made a video of awakening. I think it was called Awakening. But I wasn't aware of the video being made. A lot of these videos from years gone by will not be recorded or seen by anyone because they're very delusional and it looks like you're on some sort of drug, but you're on the drug of life. You can't find you. I can't find me. Where am I? Where is this thing I used to be? And during that time, something said, you know what? You are completely different from this whole world of beings. There was no YouTube at that time, no Muji and Krishnamurti, and no one to, no seeking. I had never heard of any of these things before. I was not seeking for enlightenment. I was not looking anywhere for enlightenment. I was completely a human person being. Completely happy, but completely depressed about this body that was keeping me from something that I knew was a secret. It was a secret. There's a secret here somewhere, that I'm withholding from myself. And I came across this one of the first videos. I can't even remember the guy's name, but he was completely some sort of disciple, some sort of psychoanalyst who was very spiritual. And he says, the words still remain. You have to be out of your mind to become some sort of enlightened soul, enlightened spiritual wacky guru. You have to be out of your mind. But he didn't say it like that, you see. He said it very controlled. You have to be out of your mind. And I thought he meant out of your mind, like nuts, like a lunatic, like some. And I thought maybe I'm delusional because I'm a lunatic. Maybe I've crossed some line, some boundary. This is very early on awakening, But what he said, that our language, which I keep referring to, of how we use words and how we are reliant on the dictionary to describe a word, and how we take that description as gospel. That's the truth, you see. That's the true description. The school says that's the true way of this word. There are 4 or 5 ways of looking at this word, but these are the 4 or 5 ways, yeah. But when you don't look at a description of a word and put it in context with other words, you have a sentence. And the sentence is looked upon as each word has a description from this dictionary, and we put it together like building blocks to make this sentence. So the sentence refers to the description of the words and not the world. And not what is happening. See, so he said you have to be out of the mind. You see, and the description of the words, each word out of the mind, to this one, and you may have different ways, was that you have to be a nutcase. You have to be a lunatic. You see, that's how I was brought up to believe that this was meant. You have to be out of your mind. You have to be completely balmy, completely. And something inside said, you know what? If you take these words to how your mind relays them and relies on them and is dependent on them, you'd be as well forgetting about this whole thing of bliss that you're experiencing and locking yourself up in some mental hospital because you're out of your mind. Fortunately, something inside said, how were these words experienced? They were not said you are out of your mind. They said you have to be out of your mind. You have to be without mind. You have to be without mind. You see how very subtle, how subtle it can create some sort of disorder or order. You have to be out of your mind, which means your mind is so fucked up that you're going to need some sort of hospitalization or some medication or some sort of psychoanalysis or some sort of counseling. You're going to have to be tied up and put in solitary confinement and spoon-fed for the rest of your life. Out means outside. In the first version, out of your mind means you have to be mad. Out means mad. Out does not mean mad. Out does not mean out of the ordinary. Out means out. Open the door, out. Open the window, out. Leave, go out. You have to leave your mind outside. You have to be out of your mind. You have to leave the mind in the room and go out. Separation from you and mind. Very, very, we speak about different paths. I remember the movie Sliding Doors. The woman goes this way and that way. If she goes this way, this is the life. If she goes this way, this is the life. Thank goodness for that psychoanalyst or whatever it was. I didn't even remember his name. I was so happy. But it was something inside that swayed to go and say, no, no, no. How were these words received? How did you receive these words? You were in a frantic way when it took place. You were completely depressed and delusional. You are now in a place where you are so happy that you should not be so happy. Everything is saying, no, no, no. You cannot be that happy. You cannot be that joyful, that in that bliss state. You cannot be. You are doing things that are not right in this world of mind-based ways, of organized structural ways. You're laughing, when you should not be laughing. Can be classed as a fool, as a mental fool. And many things of Muji's stories have confirmed that, wow, how close to go down that mental way. And I was always on the right path, you see. When you awaken, something inside keeps you very, very still, very aware, and guides you through this whole period of enlightenment, this whole period of moving out of this body completely, you see. Awakening means out of mind, leaving mind outside. Yeah? And you don't let it back in. There is no you to let it back in. Something, the Holy Spirit, the soul, is saying, yes, now I can be with you. No mind to interfere. You're out of your mind. Now we can have fun, and I can show you the way. You see? Holy Spirit is I. I is the way. You see? The thing inside that knows that you are existence is this Holy Spirit, this soul, whatever you want to call it, this godly spirit, this umbilical cord that attaches you to the one, can show you the way. No more mind to bother. No more mind to come in and take you away and hold your hand and take you on another journey or another path. Out of your mind. Words. And since then, every time you hear something, you know how it should be taken by the dictionary of ways. No one has planned this, you see. It's just that we have found a way of saying, we must be more organized. We must do this and this and this and this and this and this, and then we have freedom. And no freedom comes, you see, so we do more of this and this and this and this and this. And maybe we could use this word in this way, you see, that might help, you see. And then we put the words together and we go, no, that's still freedom, no more freedom. We can't find freedom, you see. Freedom is in how you perceive the words. Freedom is in how your soul perceives, your pure mind perceives the world, and not your conditioned mind that is lazy, sitting in the background saying, you're out of your mind, you're fucked up, you're out of your mind. That's what he said, you're out of your mind, you're a lunatic, you must go and hand yourself into the clinic. But ego mind was gone, you see. He tried to get in for one split second, you see, and then he was overcome by bliss, overcome by this Holy Spirit, this one, this, no, you're away from mind. Mind is out. You are out of mind. You have no more mind. It is not here to bother you, you see. We are the pure, pure, pure conscious state mind. We are the true mind, the truth. We will show you God. Because there's no obstructions, no mind to say anything else other than you are in our full care. If you trust. You see, and that's when trust comes in. The word trust is not about what it says in the dictionary. The word trust is to say, take me. Trust means take me. I know that wherever you're taking me is the right path. So, until you awaken or enlighten, And even if you feel that your mind is overcoming you, your ego mind is overcoming you, ego mind will soon be locked in and you can walk away. So whatever way you want to take it, you know, initial awakening, so depressed. I prayed, I vowed, I wanted to take everything away from this whole world. I wanted to be free from this world. So I was out of my mind. I was desperate to be out of my mind. And desperate to be out of your mind means you may go fucking lunatic. You know, I feel like a lunatic. I feel like a lunatic. I'm out of my mind, you see. And when ego mind, hears the words, I'm out of my mind, it says, whoa, go. And then you're out. Then you're out of your mind. Certain beings, Eckhart Tolle, Eckhart Tolle, Yuji Krishnamurti, all many beings, most, Muji, when he saw the dark cloud, after Papaji had beckoned him away, you see. Same as Krishnamurti beckoned this one away, you know. Beckon, go away, go away, go away, go away. Deal with your own mind, you know. Deal with your own door, your own mind, you know. Do what you have to do on your own, you know. I don't want you. You're free. You're free to go, you know. It's not for the light-hearted. But you be out of your mind, you see. You ignore mind. Do it the nice way, you see. Do it the pleasant way, you know. Do it the proper way, you know. The proper way. Thank you, mind, but I don't need you today. I'm going away, you know. I'm going to lock you in here, but it's okay. You can come back. You know, you be a good boy, be a good girl, you know, and bye-bye. Yeah, thank you. Out of mind. Namaste.